Welcome to Panther Sports Talk. I'm Ramin Karbasyoun, filling in for Rich Moser this week. On this week's show, we'll recap the OVC Basketball Tournament for Panther Basketball, as the men's team makes their first tournament appearance since 2010, the women's team making their sixth tournament appearance in a row down in Nashville. We'll also look back at parts of a feature that previously aired on WEIU, the Women's Celebration honoring EIU Women's Athletics in Title IX. But first, it's This Week in EIU Athletics. Here's what's going on in Panther athletics. Men's basketball wrapped up their season, bowing out in the first round of the OVC Basketball Tournament to Southeast Missouri 78-68. The Panthers were 11-21 this season under first-year head coach Jay Spoonhour. Women's basketball fell to UT Martin 71-69 in the OVC semis. The Panthers are 19-11 on the season. The Panthers will compete in the WNIT next week. The announcement of who they'll play will be next Monday night. Indoor track wrapped up their indoor season as they competed at the NCAA National Championships. Jade Ridebold and Mick Viken competing in their respective pole vault event. Jade Ridebold, the national runner-up in second place. Mick Viken finished 8th overall. Panther baseball now 3-11 on the season and 0-3 to start OVC play. After losing to number 2 Vanderbilt 8-3, they dropped 3 games at SIU Edwardsville 6-0, 7-5, and 6-2. For a full recap of the Panthers game at Evansville on Tuesday night, check out EIUPanthers.com. Panther softball now 7-7 on the season. They lost a doubleheader at Georgia State 6-5 in 10 innings and 4-3. And through the first 4 games of the Rebel games at Kissimmee, Florida, they defeated Lehigh twice, Creighton 5-0, and fell to Robert Morris 1-0. For results of their Tuesday and Wednesday game at the Rebel games in Kissimmee, Florida, check out EIUPanthers.com for results and stats. Men's tennis fell at Bradley 5-2. They're now 3-3 on the season. Women's tennis improved to 5-2 on the season, winning 7-0 at IUPUI. Now here's what to watch for this week. On Thursday, men's and women's golf wrap-up competition at the Butler Spring Invite down in Jacksonville, Florida. For complete results, check out EIUPanthers.com. On Friday, Panther baseball begins a 3-game series against Austin Peay. On Saturday, it's the rubber game for Panther baseball as they take on Austin Peay at Coaches Stadium at 1 o'clock. Panther softball is down in Clarksville, Tennessee to take on the Lady Govs of Austin Peay, a 1 o'clock and 3 o'clock doubleheader for the Panthers. And women's tennis takes on OVC rival Southeast Missouri State at 1 o'clock. On Sunday, Panther baseball wraps up their series with Austin Peay at Coaches Stadium, and Panther softball wraps up their series at Austin Peay. Women's tennis makes the trip down to Martin, Tennessee as they take on UT Martin at 2 o'clock. Next Tuesday, men's tennis is at Chicago State for a 1:30 match. And Panther baseball with another game at Coaches Stadium as they take on in-state rival Southern Illinois at 3 o'clock. Next Wednesday, Panther softball with their first home match at Williams Field for the 2013 season. They welcome the Sycamores of Indiana State to Charleston. For Panther Sports Talk, I'm Ramin Karbasyoun.
Out front to Jones, around the horn to Austin, another drive all the way down the lane, lays it up, lays it in. Or finally breaks that field goal drought, which was about 7.5. 29-21 Simo. Eastern hits the cutter down the lane. Woods put it in and got fouled. Counts the basket for Morris. Woods will get a chance for the three-point play. 4 minutes to go first half. Left baseline Woods, out front Piper, 3-point shot, good. He takes it to the right wing, gives it there to Woods. Woods out front to Austin, now left wing Akers, driving to the baseline, got around Stone underneath, out in the corner, on top Austin, 3-pointer out front is in and out. Battle for the rebound, won by Woods underneath, one dribble, up over Stone and good. Woods did a good job to put the ball in over the much taller Stone. Ball to Piper, left baseline, 8-footer good. Piper stepped out on the baseline and got his 12 points. Around the horn to Nutt. Backdoor pass, setting in Wilford, layup, blocked by Blanford. Alex Austin on the dribble, throws it high right to Jones, right corner Akers, shot fake, gets it to a setting Piper for 2. Backdoor attempt by Piper, got open for the layup. Now front to Austin, three-pointer from the point. It's good. Austin with about a 23-footer, his first three-pointer tonight. 55-42, Southeast Missouri State. Bring it up the right side, into the front court, angling left, fires under the basket. Piper for two, and he fouls. Nice look from Akers at midcourt to Piper for the layup, and a chance for the three-point play.
We're ready to play some basketball. The Panthers, four seniors, and the sophomore Sabina Orasova. We're set. King will jump against Rakisha Bryant, 6'3" on 6'2", and we're off. Right to win. Win fakes, fires a three, missed it short, rebound King. Power dribble in the paint over Bryant, and she scores. Nixon across the timeline, at the far side, crosses over the right wing. Goes corner right to Kelsey Witt. She goes cross court to Nixon, top of the key. She fakes, pulls up from 12, and scores. 4 straight points for the Panthers, and they slice the Skyhawks lead of 3. To Nixon on that high right side, standing dribble, ball at the hip as she looks towards the paint. Payne to her right, Olsen to her left. Olsen down screen for Mitchell, who now goes back and screens for Olsen. Payne with it to Nixon, high right with 15 to shoot. Hot down low to Mitchell. Mitchell right block, lamp down as she got past Katie Schubert. Mitchell has a huge size advantage down there, and the Panthers have cut the Skyhawks lead of 4. The high-low break seems to be the go-to play for EIU right now.
Yeah, right now with Rakisha Bryant out of the game and Chelsea Holland, the Panthers have a really big height advantage.
Newsom runner, missed everything, almost got her own rebound. Don't think that's illegal. Rebound Nixon. Nixon in the front court. Has it high right side now, pulls back. Goes to Payne on the right wing. Panthers a bit jumbled there on the right side as Mariah goes right block to Mitchell. Mitchell again, wide open layup as she got past Schubert again. And scores on the 4-point run for the Panthers. Nixon's back on the floor. Kelsey Wiss in that far right corner. Sydney Mitchell on the floor, as is King and Jordan Crunk. Mitchell is 2 for 2. Tries the drive. Kicks high left side. Crunk goes top key to Wiss. She ball fakes. Drives. Left of the paint. Fires from 13 and knocks it down. Kelsey Wiss has 2, and the Panthers have cut to Eugene Martin. Leads it 2. Nixon runs off the pick, top key from Mitchell. As both teams going to go back and forth. Nixon fires from in the paint and pops it in. But Kenya Nixon scores. Panthers have knocked down their past 2 field goals. Runner missed. Rebound left side Nixon. She wants to push 5-on-4 EIU. Nixon drives, spins in the paint, runs it in as it rolled into that left side, and we're tied at 14. Heck of a move there by Kenya Nixon going coast to coast. And Newsom brings it up on the offensive end. Panthers doing a good job getting back. Newsom drives, their shot blocked by Nixon. An emphatic block by Kenya Nixon. Sydney back to Nixon, high right side. Holds the ball on that right hip with 9 to shoot. Now 8, now 7. Nixon spins the top of the key. Drives in the paint over Chelsea Hall. She missed it long. Rebound bobbled. Loose. King grabs it into Rakisha Bryant, and she scores. A big play there from Mariah King. The right corner. 3 is missed long. Weak side of rebound to Mitchell. Shelby Crawford missed the 3. Liz has it in the front court. Holds the ball overhead and dishes off to Mitchell at the top. Mitchell fakes, goes high left to Nixon. Free throw line extended. Now down low left of the paint to King. King to spin on Bryant. Goes up, under, and scores with the right hand. We're tied at 20. Back-to-back baskets for Mariah King. She has 6 points to equal Nixon and Mitchell. Tries the drive on Hall. Now goes cross court to Wiss, who fakes, drives back to the basket with the free throw line out to Nixon. Now Caitlin of Payne, well beyond the 3-point line. She goes high left to Wiss, who fires from deep and bounced it in off the front of the rim and dropped through. Kelsey Wiss has 5. A huge 3 there, but 20 minutes to do or die here. Panthers trying to get into the NCAA tournament. The senior class has been close every single year. They just haven't been able to do it. Ball goes high left side of Mitchell. Standing dribble. Second half is underway. 20 to shoot for EIU. Mitchell, Nixon, King, Wiss, and Orasova out of the braid. Orasova had it knocked away by Newsom. Goes high left side of Nixon. Nixon ball fake. Gets in the paint with 10. To Orasova. Baseline right. 16-footer off the back rim. Rebound fought for one by King. She puts it up and scores. Wiz bounces back to Nixon with 16 to shoot. High left. Goes corner left to Mitchell. Mitchell fakes. Goes cross court to Wiss. Wiss fakes right. Pulls up from 15 and knocks it down. Kelsey Wiss hits the deep 2. And the lead is back to 7. The Panthers start off 2 for 3 from the field. The seniors still have accounted for all of the Panthers' points. 8 for King, 7 now for Kelsey Wiss. Newsom, top key, crosses over, goes into King, fires up the shot, missed it, rebound front side Orasova. Great defense there from Nixon. Nixon, not King. Wiss to Nixon at the free throw line, fakes, drive, scores from the right side. A 4-point run for EIU. The lead is 5 for the Skyhawks. Ball high right side of Wiss. Witt bounces the right hip, tries to drive, spins on that right wing, now pulls back on the three-point line. Skip pass left side to Nixon, who ball fakes with 13. Now 12 to shoot. Top key pass to Witt. Open triple. It's big. It's good. Kelsey Witt has a pair of threes. She's top 5 in the OVC and the lead back to 9 for UT Martin. So just like that, they respond with quick 3. Witt bounces right block to King. King spins to the left, goes in on Bryant and scores with the left hand. Mariah is in double figures. The up under layup drops, and the Panthers have cut the lead back to 7. Nice move there from King on the shot clock leader in the OVC, Rakisha Bryant. Newsom drives underneath, shot blocked by Nixon, rebound Newsom, and she stepped on the baseline and she fell out of bounds. Panthers ball.
4 blocks today with Kenya Nixon, assuming the creditor with the block they do, for the point guard for the Panthers.
Nixon wants to push quickly in the front court. High right pass to Witt. Bounce pass right block to King. King into Bryant. She misses long. Offensive rebound, a weak side of Mitchell. And she dribbles back up. Had Newsom on her. Mitchell lost it for a second. Picks it back up. Goes to Orasova to King. Out of the corner. Jump shot. That's a long 2. King sinks it. She's now 5 for 14. And the lead is back to 5.
Yeah, 3 for 4 this half. We talked about the second half players shooting 53% from the floor in the second half this year.
Actually 6 for 15 is the total. Butler, high left at the three-point line. Now drives, pass with Kelsey, knocks it away from behind, stolen by King. 3-on-2 Panthers. Nixon into Newsom. She clutches and scores down low. The lead is 3 for UT Martin. A 6-point run for EIU. And now the EIU faithful get into it a little bit here. As Newsom, a bit confused as to what play they're running as she looks over to the UT Martin bench. To Butler, who curls around and takes the pass with 13 to shoot. She resets the offense. Now 10, Witt on her. Butler tries to drive. Kelsey knocks away from behind. Butler regains, scoops and misses short. Sabi grabs the rebound, has it poked away. That's Sydney Mitchell. Now to Nixon. Again, she pushes. Down low to King. Right block layup. Down from Mariah. And a foul. King goes to the free throw line. A chance to tie the game.
Mariah King now 4 for 5 from the floor here in the second half.
King has picked it up. She's averaging nearly 10 points per game. Runs off the right wing pick from Orasova. Back to Sabi off the pick and pop. She goes to Mitchell for 3 in the lead. Got it! Sydney Mitchell hits the deep ball from the left wing, and the Panthers have their first lead of the game at 1 point, 44 to 43. That's a big one. Mitchell is now 3 for 3. Witt trips. Butler didn't recognize it. Now has it high left side. Goes to work on Witt. Tries to drive. Gets past her. Runner over Orasova. Missed it. Sabi grabs the rebound. Right side to Nixon. Up the floor to Witt. High right wing. Panthers can expand on that lead now. Up by 1. Nixon drives in the paint. Beats all to the rim and scores the left hand. The Panthers lead by 3 points on a big run against UT Martin. Butler, high left off the pick with Orasova. Over Sabi. Butler missing. Witt grabs the left side rebound. Heather Butler's missed her last 3. Nixon to the front court. Dribble drive. Dumps off right block. Orasova. Layup down. And the Panthers are pouring it on. Leading by 5. Still trail by 1, but have the ball. Will bring it up left to right. It's Nixon and Mitchell. Caitlin and Payne. She's checked in. Jordan Drunk's also checked in. And Mariah King out there for the Panthers. Nixon off the top swing pick. Crosses over. Gets in the paint. Jumps off the King left block. Mariah scores off the upset from the Kenya Nixon. Well orchestrated play.
Heads up play by the sophomore forward.
Nixon gets it in high left side of Witt. Back to Kenya in the corner. Left wing. She drives. Gets in the paint. Runner. Good. And the Panthers are back up by 1 point as we go back and forth. High left side, angling left and right across the three-point line. Drive on Nixon into Orasova. Sabi blocked it and took it away. Into Nixon. Nixon wants to push. 3-on-2. Nixon beats everybody to the basket, and she scores. The Panthers lead is up to 5 points. Credit Sabi Orasova for starting it. We're tied at 56. Out of the timeout, Panthers have the ball. Mitchell, Nixon, Witt, Orasova, and King, the 5 starters. Nixon, high right side. Mitchell curls off the pick. Nixon goes to her high right wing. She feeds right block Orasova. Sabi looking out to Nixon. Baseline right from 15. Drive. Thumps off King. Left block. Left-handed layup over. Bryant is down for Mariah King. 19 points for her. We're tied at 58 with 4:35 left. Nixon quickly pushing across the timeline. Goes high right to Kelsey Witt. Witt to drive on Newsom. Hits the right block. Runner good from Kelsey Witt. She had 12 points. Used her size there on Jasmine Newsom. And the Panthers are back up by 2. Kelsey Witt has come alive a little bit here in the second half. Newsom, high left, goes to Butler between the rings, drives on a Witt, tries to force one up, and missed it short, rebound Orasova. Sabi, good job helping out there, good D by Witt. Nixon up the floor to Mitchell, left block, layup, good, high off the baseboard, and the Panthers lead by 4.
Yeah, and Jasmine Newsom got a hand on that shot. That's why it almost went over the top of the basket and hit the glass and dropped in.
Coach Buchanan claps for his defense, trying to get him into it here. Newsom off the pick on Orasova, trailed by Nixon. Nixon regains on defense, and Newsom circles out on the right side. Now drives on to Kenya, and is called for a travel before the shot. It's a turnover, and Panthers ball when we come back. EIU up by 4, 62-58, with 3:51 left. They've outscored UT Martin, a good second half team, 39-27. They have a 4-point lead here in the second half with 3:45 remaining in the game. Nixon, Mitchell, Witt, King, and Orasova out there. They've played almost the entire second half. Ball goes to Witt, high left. She drives on Butler, pulls up from 15 and knocks it down. Kelsey Witt, 14 points in the game. Goes high right side of Kelsey Witt with Newsom on her. Now top key to Orasova. To Mitchell to Nixon. Left side of free throw line extended. Down low to King. King spins to her right into the double team. Missed the shot but was fouled on the right wrist by Shelby Crawford. And Mariah King goes to the free throw line. They're actually going to say that was on Rakisha Bryant, Greg. I thought Crawford was the one to get her. But King, regardless, at the charity stripe for 2. 2 big ones here from Mariah King. Just under 80% of the regular season in free throw percentage. First one's underway and good. Nothing but net. Panthers lead back to 3.
Mariah King, we mentioned this throughout the year, only shot 58% from the foul line last year, and she's already up around 78 this year.
Second foul shot off the back rim and a miss. Left side to rebound Bryant for UT Martin. So the Panthers lead is 1 possession. It's 3 with 2:30 left. Newsom, net by Nixon. She wipes the one off the ground. Newsom lost it. Nixon scored. Almost gave it to her. Nixon on Newsom in the paint, and she's fouled. Will go to the free throw line. And second one here for Nixon. This one's big. It would extend the game to a 2-possession game. Second one from Nixon up and good. She goes 1 for 2. Lead is 4 for EIU. Ball goes high left side of Mitchell. Back to Nixon with under 2 minutes left in the game. Down low to Mitchell. Left block shot blocked by Rakisha Bryant, but Mitchell will go to the free throw line. So Crawford does have 4. Bryant, the shot blocker, with just 2. The free throw is good from Mitchell. And the lead is back to 2 for EIU. They're going to inbound it near sideline. Goes down low to King. King bounces to Orasova. Left block. Sabi shot good, and we are tied at 69 apiece.
In front of the entrance to Eastern Illinois' Lance Arena sits one solitary statue of a women's basketball player taking a jump shot. On the base is inscribed the words, "A tribute to the women of Eastern, past, present, and future." The statue is in the likeness of perhaps the greatest female athlete ever to play at Eastern Illinois, but is meant to represent the success of all of EIU's former, current, and future female athletes.
I don't want anyone to think that's a statue in honor of me. It's a statue in honor of the women's athletics. But to be singled out as the kind of the representative, I guess, if you will, by the Williams, I mean, you know, if you don't do anything in life, if I've never done anything more in my life, it's like, wow, look how these people respected me, and the school respected me, and I better gosh darn make sure I continue to represent myself well and to represent Eastern well. And
representing Eastern is not always an opportunity that female students had, and to understand a tribute, you must indeed look to the past, present, and future of women's athletics, as this academic year marks the 40th anniversary of Title IX legislation. Women have engaged in physical activities since the early days when Eastern Illinois first opened its doors. Alice C. Christensen was an early educator on campus and a teacher of gymnastics for girls on the 3rd floor of Old Main in the western section of the building. It was in this class that classes in physical culture engaged in simple movements without apparatus, as described in a letter written by Livingston C. Lord. Primitive opportunities in physical education were all that were offered to the earliest female students at Eastern Illinois University until Florence McAfee was hired as the school's first administrator for women's physical education in 1924. It was under McAfee's direction that the Women's Athletic Association was formed, an extension of what many high schools of the era had in the Girls Athletic Association. Essentially a somewhat organized way for females to have competition. But the terms sports or athletics was not widely used. Physical activity was an integral part of the college experience, and as the sole women's instructor in physical education for many years, Florence McAfee became a staple not only in the classroom and community, but also in the lives of many of the young women who walked to the Charleston campus. Former physical education major Diane Barr remembered the examples McAfee taught her even to this day. In a letter, she recounted, "I remember my first day on campus and I came bounding into class in a loud voice and said, 'Hi, Dr. McAfee.' She looked sternly back at me and said, 'I may be Dr. McAfee, but I am Miss to you.'" While the Title IX legislation may have been skimmed over by the President of the United States, at high schools and colleges across the nation, the impact was life-changing. Now women could have the same opportunities as their male counterparts, even if not on an equal playing field.
It was a big thing for me, and in high school I mean, I loved competing. I'd go out and play with the boys whenever I could in the backyard. When I came to college, I was in the elevator in my dorm, and I saw a sign to go out for the field hockey team, and I thought I'd died and gone to heaven, because that's what I dreamed of, being on a team.
Gaining some state, regional, and national recognition would come in the following years as EIU would find success at the AIAW level in several sports. Helen Riley was the coach on many of the early EIU women's teams, but most notably, she was one of the nation's leaders in field hockey. During the course of the AIAW era, Eastern would make a national tournament appearance in basketball, field hockey, softball, track, and volleyball, with its highest finish coming with a third-place showing at the AIAW Softball World Series in 1982.
For me and for the many women student athletes at Eastern, the late 70s was a time of excitement and challenge because the experience of intercollegiate athletics was still so very new and something that we really didn't at all take for granted. We shared experiences of what I thought were truly great coaches and teachers. We had access to the facilities, and we took a lot of pride in really learning to be student athletes and pushing ourselves to be the best we could be and learn how to be a team.
By the early 1980s, the AIAW was coming to an end as schools moved their women's programs into the NCAA to join their male counterparts. That move occurred at EIU in the fall of 1983 as the Panthers athletic programs joined the Gateway Athletic Conference, a league comprised of teams in the Midwest with women's athletics teams. As that move occurred, some programs at Eastern Illinois did not move along with them, as sports like field hockey and badminton were no longer offered as competitive intercollegiate sports. This move also occurred as EIU was making a transition with its men's programs from NCAA Division II to NCAA Division I status, playing as a member of the Mid-Continent Conference. Eastern Illinois has continued its success from the AIAW level to the NCAA level. The Panthers have experienced NCAA championship play as both teams and individuals, with EIU basketball, soccer, and volleyball all making postseason play along with individual athletes from track.
Being an athlete, I started in 8th grade to play basketball, and then that was just like my world, all the way up until I realized I was halfway decent at track. And then like playing basketball all the way through, it taught me so much discipline. It taught me how to just, depend on a team, like, teamwork skills and all that. And I really enjoyed basketball and track through high school. And then when I came to college, it was just like a totally different world, and I loved every minute of it. I got to go to different states that I'd never been before. I got to compete against like really good, like world-class athletes, and see all that too. It was an amazing feeling, and it gave me an education like that I never thought that I would get. Honestly, in high school, I didn't think that I would go to college, and then when I was brought this opportunity, I was like, I might as well jump at it, and it was like the best decision I ever made.
My experience here at Eastern has been nothing but great. I mean, great people, great program, great women, great school, great education. So, I mean, you come to college and you learn about life, you have different opportunities, and it's all about how you grasp those opportunities and, what you do with them. And I plan on going to school to become a physician's assistant, and this scholarship has made that possible. You hear all the time how blessed, you know, young people are in this generation, and how people back then didn't have the same opportunities as we do now. Just not even scholarship, but just the respect and being allowed to have a try at a scholarship, or you know, working just as hard as a man and not being able to get your school paid for or something like that. So, you know, you hear it all the time, and it doesn't get old. You appreciate it, and you go with it. So,
just the camaraderie among all the athletes, just the opportunity. And again, I get choked up talking about it, because growing up, being told you can't do something, the thing that you really love to do, you know, it's just. When I got here and I could got a uniform, ooh, and it was fun. And I've enjoyed being a part of athletics, and even since as a coach. Yeah, it's probably just the opportunity that finally was there for me.